Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to be solving two questions from the second chapter of engineering mechanics by Hibbeler, the statics, and we have two questions that are very similar. And I'm just trying to solve the first one using resolving the forces in x and y direction, and I'm gonna solve the second one using trigonometry. So let's start the first one. So we have the angle theta that is 60 degrees. We have the force F 450 newtons, and we need to determine the magnitude of the resultant of these two forces and its direction measured counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. So basically our resultant at the end would be the sum of all forces in x and the sum of all forces in y, and that's going to be the vector for our resultant. This will be Rx, this will be Ry, and the magnitude of the resultant would be the square root of Rx squared plus Ry squared. Alright, so let's start with the sum of all forces in x. Let's see what we have. So we have the x component of 450 Newton, which is in this direction. So positive 450 cosine of theta, which is 60 degrees. That's going to be the x component of that. And for the 700, because it's to the left, will be negative 700 again. Cosine would be the x component because we have the angle with x-axis, so 15 degrees. Let's see what we get for this one. So basically 450 cosine of 60 degrees, negative 700 cosine of. So that's going to be negative 451.50 newtons. So we found the Rx, and the Ry would be this time 450 sine of 60 degrees. Keep in mind that it's positive because the y component is upward, and for the 700 the y component is negative, so 700 sine of 15 degrees. Let's see what we get for this one. You just have to switch these. Sine. Yeah, that's going to be 208.54 newtons. Alright, so if we want to find the resultant, basically have the square root of 451.15 squared plus 208.54 squared. Let's see what we get. Yeah, so that's going to be 497.01, and usually we report these things in three significant figures. So 497 newtons, and the part that the magnitude is asked, and also we need to find the direction that it makes. So if you look at the r that we found the x component negative and the y component positive, which means our r, which also we can figure it out by the parallelogram rule, it's going to be something in this direction, and as expected the x component is negative and the y component is positive. So the angle that question is asking is the angle with the positive x-axis counterclockwise. So this is our x-axis, and counterclockwise would be in this direction. So the question is asking for this angle here. So what we can do based on, if we call this angle alpha, tangent of alpha would be basically this side, which is Ry over Rx. And once we find the alpha, the angle that we are looking for is basically 180 minus alpha. So let's find the angle first. So tangent inverse of alpha would be tangent inverse of Ry over Rx. So Ry was 208.54 divided by 451.15. So this is going to be 24.8 degrees. And again, 180 minus this is going to be our angle. So again, if we just want to report it as because it starts with 1, we can report it with 4 significant figures. So 155.2 degrees. And yeah, that's going to be the angle with the positive x-axis. So that was the answer for the first question. For the second one, as I mentioned, we're going to go with trigonometry. So we're going to use the parallelogram law, or law of cosine and law of sines, in order to find the answer. All right, so let's see what the question says first. So we have the magnitude of the resultant of these two forces, 500. So as we talked about, the resultant would be something like this, and we know that the resultant is 500 newtons directed along the positive y-axis. So we know that our r is directed along the positive axis, and the variables that we have in here is the force F. So the resultant has to be something in this direction. And we have 500 newtons for the magnitude. And obviously the F and theta is missing in here, so we need to figure that one out. So let's just assume that's the direction. And basically what we're going to do, we're going to use the law of sine and law of cosine. So for the law of cosines, what we can do in here, because the F is missing, we can consider either this triangle or the one below that. And what we can do, we can find this angle pretty easy. Let me just show this a little bit better. It's kind of like hard to imagine in this. Okay, so let's say we have the R in here directed along the y-axis. So this is 500, and we know if we do one line parallel to x, this will be perpendicular, and this little angle here is equal to what we have in here, so 15 degrees. So that angle would be 90 plus 15. So this angle would be 90 plus 15. And that's all we need to figure out the F based on the law of cosines. And if we look at this this triangle here, so we have this side F, this side is our R, which is 500, and this one would be 700 newtons. So F is equal to, or F squared is equal to 500 squared plus 700 squared, negative 2, 500 times 700 times the cosine of that angle, which is 90 plus 15, or cosine of 105. That's how we can find the F. So it will be basically the square root of that terms on the right side of the equation. So 500 squared plus 700 squared, negative 2 times 500 times 700 times cosine of 105, and that's gonna give us 960 newtons. So that's the F. And also we need to figure out the theta in here. So we can see that if we want to find this angle, because x and y are perpendicular, this angle would be 90 minus theta. So we're just going to use the law of sines, and basically we have sine of 90 minus theta over the side that is facing that. So 700 is equal to sine of 105 over the F, which was I rounded up in there, so let's just put this in here, 778, just to find our theta a little bit more accurate. So sine of 105 times 700 divided by the answer, which means sine of 90 minus theta is equal to 0.704, and that means 90 minus theta is sine inverse of that value. So let's see what we get. That's going to be 44.8 degrees, which means our theta would be 90 minus that, so minus 90, and that's going to be 45.2 degrees. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the first two questions. If you need to review the law of sines and law of cosines, I have videos explaining these laws. So if you need to have a quick review on those, I'll put the link in the description below. It's in the third channel that I have, ENG-MCH Academy. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for these questions. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.